Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I have another game that I want to possibly introduce to the channel called Destiny. It is a sci-fi first-person shooter. It's basically open world, and it has a campaign. I think it's pretty darn cool. This game is actually quite old. It was released in 2014, but I think its graphics are actually some of the best ever. So, like, it's pretty crazy how good this game is for 2014. And I was thinking about featuring it on the channel. So I need your guys' feedback, but let's get into some of kind of how this game works. So as I said, it's first-person shooter, most part open world with a campaign. Campaign is quite fun and very challenging, and basically the gist of the game is it's the apocalypse, aliens have come, darkness has come, and then there's this thing called the Traveler that kind of saved us from the darkness, but now the Traveler is kind of out of batteries, I guess, and we're basically trying to keep off all the aliens so they don't take over Earth. And you have this little ghost that brought you back to life in old Russia, and it's a nice little tutorial. I still think it's one of the best tutorials in all of video games. And so the campaign, like I said, is really fun, and there are also raids and some online modes, as well as you can just go around and patrol, which is the gameplay you're seeing in the background now. And like I said, this is an overall really fun game, and it's really well designed. There is a sequel now called Destiny 2, and I may get that in the near future. So if you would rather me just feature that rather than Destiny, please tell me. However, Destiny 2 is nearing its end, I believe, just like Battlefront, because of the next-gen consoles. It sounds like there will be a Destiny 3, but not on the current-gen consoles, so we'll see. Now, this game is very fun because a lot of the guns that you get, you can upgrade, and there's different types of guns. So you have your primary weapon, which can be a hand cannon like I have in the gameplay, or a scout rifle, which excels at mid to long range encounters. And there's also auto rifles, which are basically close range weapons, and the hand cannon is also fairly close range. Now, for the special weapons, you have the option of a shotgun, a sniper rifle, or a fusion rifle, which is basically a burst with a ton of recoil. So I don't really like them, but the weapons are really good, and also pretty early in the campaign, you unlock heavy weapons, which are rocket launchers and machine guns. So those are very fun to use, but it's hard to find ammo for them. But right now, I'm going to quick talk about one of my favorite aspects of the game, which is the speeder bike, which you unlock really early in the campaign. They're a great tool for going around the map and going off jumps. But seriously, I love these things, and I think it's time I showed you what they can do. So here is a crazy speeder bike stunt montage. And did I mention, if you manage to hit an enemy with this thing, it does a ton of damage. Get wrecked! But seriously, these things are super useful and super fun to use, and I just love them. Like, I always wanted to use one of those speeders from Endor in Star Wars, and this is basically it. So, yeah, that's basically all I need to say about that. But on with the overview of the game. I'm going to talk about the classes quick. So, when you start, you choose your class, and you choose your race, which doesn't affect anything at all except how you look. There's humans, there's Fallen, and Exo, I think they're called. The humans are just humans. Fallen, I'm pretty sure they're called, are like humans that got corrupted by the darkness, so now they look weird and kind of like all their skin is all white, miscolored. But I think they're pretty cool. And then there's the Exo, which are like super intelligent robots from the Golden Age before the darkness came. So the lore of this game is super cool, and yeah, it's a really well made game. But the classes all do different things. So my main one that I'm playing in the background is a Titan. They are basically the tough tanks, and they're meant to have a lot of hit points, do a lot of damage, all that stuff. And each class has their own, like, forget what they're called, but it's you get a super, which is basically your ultimate ability. And all your other abilities are related to that. So for the Titans, they have the Striker, where they can do like a ground pound Luke Skywalker thing, except like better. And then they have a flashbang grenade, pulse grenade, which is what I use, and a thunder grenade, which is a little bit harder to use, but it can be useful. And they have a bunch of other abilities that I'm not going to go into detail on, but their other, I guess, skill tree, I'll call it, is the Defender, where they can basically put up a shield, like a dome shield, kind of like Barrack's ultimate, if you saw my Paladins video, except better. And they have like this, like kind of a, I don't know, like shadow imploder or something. It's a pretty good default grenade, and I haven't unlocked much in that one yet, but there is double jumps in this game, and I think I just unlocked that. You unlock that pretty early normally, but the your second skill tree takes a lot longer to unlock than your first one. Now for the hunters, they're kind of the backline support person. They don't have a lot of health, but they have a lot of cool abilities. Their first skill tree is called Gunslinger. It basically your ultimate is you pull out this golden gun, and any enemy that you hit with it is basically dead unless it's like a boss. So that's really fun to use. And their other one is called Blade Singer, I think. You can pull out like a sword, go invisible, and go stabbing people. And so that's pretty fun. I have a hunter that's like on half the level that my Titan is, and they are very fun to play. They have like a throwing knife for their melee ability, which is super fun. Some other cool stuff. And the last class that I have not even tried is called the Warlock. They can basically, their supers, they basically jump up in the air and throw down like a fireball, except it's like more like shadow energy looking. And yeah, the Warlocks, again, don't have quite as many hit points, but they've got some super cool abilities. They're kind of like wizards, and they're fun. And I think all the classes are really solid. I really like Titans, but I mean, I'm biased, so pay no attention to me. Do whatever you think you'd like if you decide to get the game, which, by the way, since it came out in 2014, is super cheap. You could probably get it for like $4 at GameStop. So I think I got it for like 3 or something at GameStop. I don't know. But it's super cheap, so if you want to try it out, you can go ahead. And I think the sequel, Destiny 2, is down to like a $15 price now, too. So the price tag is really low, so the game is really accessible. But for such a cheap game and such an old game too, like this came out 6 years ago. It has some amazing graphics, like better than a lot of shooters that have come out within the past 2 years. So that's completely crazy. Like look at this. Just look at this. It's beautiful. Completely beautiful. Like all the cinematic stuff was taken from the tower, which is basically your home base. And that right there on your screen is the traveler. So, like, look at those, like, contrails and all that stuff. It's crazy. And, like, it goes from day to night and all that. It's just so beautiful. And it's not just like a stable picture, too. It changes over time. So, the graphics on this are just incredible. Some of the best I've ever seen. And that's what originally like drew me to the game. Like I see these graphics, I'm like, whoa. Like this came out in 2014? Is that even like a thing? So, like no wonder this is one of the most popular games of its time. And I love it. A lot of people love it. So, like I said, I do need your guys' feedback. So if you do want to see Destiny featured on the channel, leave the video a like, tell me down in the comments, and if I get enough support for this, I will feature Destiny on the channel, and maybe even Destiny 2 when I get it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little quick midweek video that I decided to put out. And like I said, please do submit your feedback. And also make sure you are subscribed to the channel with those notifications on so that you never miss a video. And with that, I will see you guys out on the battlefront.